I'm Professor Kim, and we are doing another practice problem, and this one has to do with resistors and current dividers, and this is in Irwin, the 12th edition, E2.12.
So here's our problem. Let's start with reading the problem and looking at the circuit. So find currents I1 and I2 and the power absorbed by the 40 kilo ohm resistor. So let's just look at our circuit here. We have a current source in the middle, and it's going around. There's two resistors, one on each side, and they are in parallel. So and we can see the way that the current is labeled. I1 is labeled going from bottom to top on the left resistor, and then the one on the right is labeled from I2 is from top to bottom on the right resistor. Okay, so now we've read the problem. Let's write down what we need to find up here. So we're going to need to find I1, and we're going to have to find I2 as well. And we'll also have to find power of the 40 kilo ohm resistor, and we'll write that down as well. So we see that if current is flowing here, current's going to flow in a loop. So it's going to go in this direction, and this is going to be our source of power. And then we have two resistors, and we know resistors are always absorbing power, so they can't supply power. So it's one thing, this kind of makes sense. The current is going to go in this direction, and just so that we understand Ohm's law, I'm going to put a positive and negative here just to show the direction, because it's going through the resistor. In this direction, the I2, if it were going in the same direction, it would be positive to negative from the top. But actually, because these two are in parallel, the voltages have to be the same. So if this is a positive voltage relative to this top node, it's going to be the same polarity on the right. And that's actually what's going to happen. So because the currents are set up differently, I'm actually going to define something new. I'm going to define, I'm going to call it IB, because I'm just redefining it. And we're going to call IB, it's going to be the negative of I2. Okay? And I'm going to do this because when it's defined in the same direction, its polarity can be the same. And I'm going to go ahead and name this voltage, the voltage over here, we're going to call that Vx. And it's going to be the same on both sides. Okay? So now with this setup, I'm going to look at one of our apply Kirchhoff's current law, and then we're going to write an equation for it. So let's apply Kirchhoff's current law here. We're going to look at this node and look at the current coming into it, 16 milliamps. And then I've redefined it. I'm going to look at IB, and I'm going to write that here. IB here, and here is going to be I1. So if we write off Kirchhoff's current law, it's going to be 16 milliamps. Has to be equal to I1 plus IB. All right. So now I need to find these current values, but I know the current is going through a resistor. Whenever we see in a resistor, we can think Ohm's law. So let's just write out Ohm's law. So V equals IR. We know the resistance values, those are given, but we want to find the current. So let's just rewrite this in a different way. So we're going to write I equals V over R. So I want to know the currents, I1 and IB. And I know the resistances, and actually, look, I also know the voltages because I named them. They're both going to be the same because these are in parallel. So the voltages over each of the resistors is going to be Vx. So what we can do is rewrite each of these. So we can write I1, and right over here, I1 equals Vx over 40 kilo ohms. And I can write IB over here. Remember, we're working with IB. And I can write that as Vx over the resistance, which is 120 kilo ohms. All right, So now I can plug those values into each of these equations or these variables, and let's rewrite that. So I'm going to get 16 milliamps equals Vx over 40 kilo ohms plus Vx over 120 kilo ohms. All right, we have one equation and one variable Vx that we need to solve for. So let's solve for that variable. And we want to put this in terms of 120 kilo ohms on the bottom, so we can multiply this by 3 over 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and move that over. So let's see, we're going to get 16 milliamps. And we're going to multiply it by 120 kilo ohms. And then here we're going to get a 3Vx plus a 1Vx. So that's going to be a 4Vx. And then I can divide through by 4 here. And I'm just going to we're going to go old school. I'm not even going to, we're just going to divide this by 4 and then 120 kilo ohms Vx. And so our Vx, our final value, will be 480 volts. Okay, so this is like really a high voltage. Anyway, it's just an example. So this is quite a high voltage. But if you put that over here, you'll see that you'll get the currents out. So actually, let's calculate it. Let's bring this back. I'm going to rewrite I1 over here. It's going to be Vx, right, over 40 kilo ohms. But we just found Vx, so we can do 480 over 40 kilo ohms. So we're going to get 12, right? And then we're dividing by K, so we're going to milli, and then we know we're going to be in amps. So 12 milliamps is our answer. And that's I1, we found that. So we can just write that up here, 12 milliamps. Next, we can do IB. IB is Vx over 120 kilo ohms. And so we're going to get 480 volts over 120 kilo ohms. Okay, when we divide that out, we are going to get 4 milliamps. So we know that IB is 4 milliamps, and that means that I2 is going to be the negative value of that. So it's going to be a negative 4 milliamps. So when we write it back here, just make sure to put the right notation. So it's a negative 4 milliamps. And now we can go and solve our last part, which is the power of the 40 kilo ohm resistor. So just remember that P equals IV. And so we have the voltage is 480 volts. And then the current is 12 milliamps. If we do the math on that, we're going to get 5760 milliwatts. Why don't we just write that as a 5.76 watts, and then that is our power through here. So these are all the things that we were asked to find. We found the currents for I1 and I2 and the power through the 40 kilo ohm resistor. What does this mean? So it means that the I1, which is over here, was going in the same direction and it had a larger current value. Notice that these resistor values, this resistor on the right is 3 times larger than the other one, but actually the current through it was smaller in magnitude. So we had only 4 milliohms coming through this one and 12 through here. So we can also look at the values and kind of get a proportion of how much current we get to expect to go through each. And we also notice that although I2 was defined going downward, it really makes sense in terms of circuitry to have the current go in the opposite direction. So when we have a problem like that, we can redefine our current direction. I redefined it as IB to go in the same direction, because if we have these in parallel, the current is going to go from bottom to top in both of them. So we redefine that, and then when we write our answer out, we just get a negative current. Just means that the direction of I naught is against the arrow, so it's the opposite direction as the arrow shown in I2. Then from there, once we know the voltage and the current, then we can just calculate the power, and that's our answer. So we've applied Ohm's law and Kirchhoff's current law to solve this circuit and find both currents and the power through one of the resistors.